You might even shrug your shoulders like we did before and let it like hold there for a little bit longer, maybe a breath or two to create a little bit more tension. And then whenever you exhale, feel like that active release. And notice if you've created a little bit more space or softness or ease in doing so. And you can close your eyes if that feels right. Start to connect with your breath. Start to move from a place of needing to react to a place where you can just observe a little bit more. And bring your awareness to your chest as you sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in and notice your chest rise nice and slow. And then just open up your mouth. Slow exhale out. Do that a few more times. Breathing in, notice the expansion. And then exhale, soften. Whenever you're ready, sit up nice and tall, sweep the arms out and up, a deep breath in to rise. And then as you exhale, bend your right elbow and let your right hand drape towards the middle of your back or even behind your head, whatever feels good or where it lands. And then left hand to your right elbow here. Take a deep breath in to sit up a little bit taller, expand through the chest. And then exhale, lean over to the left. Almost like a little tug on that elbow, but think about the right side getting a little bit longer. And then inhale back up through center, reach both hands back up. And then switch, left elbow bends. Your left hand comes behind you, let it drape, and then right hand to your elbow, lean to the right. Inhale back up through center. Take a deep breath in. Open the arms wide like a T, palms facing forward. Take a breath in to send the back of your hands, your arms slightly behind you to squeeze the shoulder blades, maybe even lift the chin. And then exhale, bring your hands together in front of you. Arms stay long, round your back like cats. And then interlace your fingers, flip your palms forward. And then even further, you lean back, round, and press your palms forward, drop your chin to your chest. So just getting a little bit more space in the upper body. Deep breath in to sit up tall. Maybe even look up to your fingers. And then exhale, release the arms. Meet me in hands and knees. Tabletop pose. If you have any props underneath you, place them off to the side. And then you might even, if you have a block, bring it to the top of your mat. One on either side, it doesn't matter. And then once you're in tabletop pose, your hands underneath your shoulders, spread them nice and wide. Take a breath in to lift your heart, find cow. And then exhale, press into your hands, round your back, drop your head for cats. And come back to neutral, tuck your toes under. See if you can float your knees for one full round of breath in and out. And then send your hips back and up, but keep your knees bent, downward facing dog. Maybe shake the head yes, shake the head no. Take one more inhale right here. Maybe even separate the feet a little wider and walk your hands back towards them. Land in a fold at the back of your mat. Walk your hands over to the right and over to the left. Walk your hands back to center and then walk them up your legs, all the way up your thighs. Maybe give a little bit of massage on the way. Stand all the way up. Sweep the arms out and up. Take a deep breath in. And like you did before, bend the right elbow, right hand behind you, left hand to your right elbow. Take a breath in to stand up nice and tall. And then exhale, lean over to the left. Keep pressing down through your right foot. Maybe you lean a little bit further than you did when you were in a seat. Rise up, reach the hands high, and then switch. Left elbow bends. Grab a hold of it and then lean over to the right. Press down through the left foot. Maybe find a deeper stretch in between the ribs, and then you'll rise up, reach both hands high, arms out like a T, palms facing forward. Take a breath in to send the back of your hands back, open the chest, maybe lift the chin. And then exhale, bring the hands in front of you, arms stay long like before. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms forward, but listen for the change. Bend the knees, sit into chair pose. Take a breath in right here. Sink a little bit lower. Just for a second, don't hate me. Take a breath in. Now reach the arms up and overhead, maybe even look up. And then exhale, release, forward fold. Take a halfway lift, breathe in, chest goes forward. And then walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. Take a breath in right here, fill up through your nose. Open your mouth, clear. Rise up to your toes, breathe in. Slow exhale to drop your knees down towards your mat. Right into cow, lift the heart, breathe in. And then exhale, press into your hands, round your back, drop your head, cat. And then right back to neutral, send your right leg behind you. Let it float. Maybe left hand reaches forward to take that balance on the inhale. And then elbow to knee just one time underneath you, draw it in. Now pull it apart as you breathe. Drop the left hand down, tuck the right toes onto the ground behind you. Press back through the heel, get that stretch through the calf. That should feel nice. And then spin that heel down. I want you to open up to the right side. So right hand will rise, take a breath in. Then exhale, reach right arm forward alongside your ear. Now drape that arm over the top of your head. Just let your head or hands hang rather. And then think about leading with your right elbow as you press through that back foot. Can you lift your right ribs a little bit higher? Get that nice stretch. Reach the right hand back up. I want you to rise up onto that knee, arms out like a T. That right leg stays long. Drop your right hand towards it. And reach your left hand up, maybe even look up. Take a breath in to reach back up high. Drop the hands back down, but I want you to find that three-legged tabletop. So the right leg stays lifted behind you. Take one more breath in. Right foot steps outside your right hand. Now grab your block. You're gonna place it underneath your left hand, right near your left shoulder, or right underneath it rather. Right hand comes to your right knee. So you're in a lizard. I want you to just rock your hips slightly forward to get a little bit more stretch in the hips. And then exhale, slightly pull off and rock back. Doesn't have to be like that full half split, just rock back a little. Now, rock back forward. Maybe you come to the higher setting on the block. I want you to turn your right toes out to 2 o'clock. Maybe even wiggle walk that foot a little wider if that feels better. Now you have the choice to stay here or find a twist. Look to your right elbow. So this might be where you stay. If you want a little bit more, bend through the left knee if that feels okay. And maybe just reach towards your toes. So like, as you can see, I can't grab my foot quite yet, right? But it's just that action of getting that left front of the leg, the front of the left leg rather, a little longer. Take a breath in, long breath out. So nice. Now release it. Right hand comes back inside the right foot. Heel toe that foot in. Drop the back foot. Ditch the block. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee. Give that knee a break. And then spin that heel down. Rise up to warrior 2. Reverse your warrior here. Create a little bit more space. And like you did before, bend right elbow. Let that hand drop behind you. Left hand to your elbow. And now you lean towards your left foot. And then rise back up. Arms back out like a T. Straighten the legs. Parallel the feet. Maybe even start to take your hands behind you, palm over palm on your low back. Lift the chest, open it, maybe lift the chin, and then fold forward. You could keep your hands there if that makes sense. If not, let them drop and let your head release. Soften through the knees. Take a breath in, mouth open. So nice. And then back to that halfway lift on the inhale. Start to see your right foot, frame it, low runner's lunge. Now drop the left knee down. One more time, you'll sweep the arms up, breathe into rise. A little bit more length here. So right hand to your left wrist, lean over to the right. If you want, you can sink a little bit forward, but don't sink all the way. We want like our legs to support us rather than just sinking in and letting like the weight or our bones kind of just stack to do the work. We want our muscles to work instead. Take a breath in to rise. And then exhale, right knee comes to meet the left. Hook thumbs overhead, elbows wide, lift the chest. And then exhale, walk the hands forward. Coming into a plank, you can stay on your knees or tuck the toes and lift the knees up, your choice. Start to slowly lower all the way onto your belly. Taking a little bit more of a stretch in the upper body, arms out like a T, palms facing down. Bring your forehead to your mat if you can. Left hand underneath your left shoulder. Now keep your right arm where it is. Start to slowly roll onto your right side. Let your head redrop. If you want a little more, bend your left knee and let your left big toe maybe touch the ground. And you can stay here if you want to like get like yoga pretzel style and you want to stretch in the quad. Maybe left hand fishes for your foot. It's like a balancing act. You're on your left side and you can grab for your ankle, grab for the top of your foot. If that feels like way too much at once, come back to your belly and then just grab for your foot on your belly. And then actually you can start to kick your foot into your hand to find sensation in the quad. Rather than just pulling your heel towards your glute, you won't get as much. Wherever you are, take a breath in, breath out. One more round of breath, wherever you are, in and out. Gently release, come back onto your belly, arms out like that T shape. Right hand under your right shoulder, roll onto your left side. So we get all of those options, that buffet of options. Might even grab for the foot. whether on your side or on your belly. See if you can kick that foot into your hand. You'll notice a different sensation. Maybe a little more. Breathe through it. 2 more rounds, wherever you are. In and out. 1 more like that. Fill all the way up. Soften on your exhale. Come back to your belly if you're not already there. Release. And then both hands underneath your shoulders. And you just slowly lift up and slide your forearms in front of you. So they're like the number 11. Toes point back. Lift your chest here. But I do want you to squeeze your glutes so you can instantly start to feel your low back lengthen a little more. Almost think about your tailbone drawing towards your heels. And then lift your chest from there. Might even just be slight. Take a breath in. Long breath out. And then slowly drop your forehead back down. If you want to bend your knees, windshield wiper the lower legs side to side. And release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press back up to tabletop pose. So reset. We get all of that on the other side. Spread your fingers nice and wide. If you want a cat-cow, take it, lift the chest, breathe in. And then exhale to rounds. Coming back to neutral, left leg, kick it back. Right hand, maybe reach it forward. A breath in, pull it apart. And then exhale, elbow and knee taps underneath you. I'll pull it apart, breathe in, nice and long. Right hand drops back down. Tuck the left toes under behind you and press back through the heel to get that nice stretch. And then spin that heel down, reach left arm up. Big breath in to open. And then breath out, reach your left hand over your left ear or overhead. And start to bend the elbow, let the hand drop or drape. And can you lift your left ribs a little higher? Deepen that side body length. And then reach the left hand back up. Let it pick you up. The arms out like a T. And then drop your left hand down, right arm rises, gate pose. Might even look up to your right hand, take 1 more breath in, and then drop your hands down, but keep that left leg behind you, 3-legged table. Take a breath in, step left foot outside your left hand. Now grab your block underneath the right hand this time. You can wiggle walk that left foot a little wider. Take a breath in, rock the hips forward slightly. Bring left hand to your left knee. And start to turn your left toes out to 10 o'clock. Now make sure your knees stacked over your ankle so it's nice and in line. Take 1 more breath in, rock forward, and then exhale, pull back just a little. Do that again. Inhale, rock forward. And exhale, pull it back slightly. Doesn't have to be so big. Now, rock forward. Choose to stay or look at your left elbow. Now, you might stay here or bend the back knee. Make sure you're not on top of the kneecap, right? You're slightly forward because you're shifting your weight forward. And maybe reach your left hand behind you. All just options. If you grab the foot, awesome. But it's not a requirement, of course. Take 1 more breath in to open through the chest to the front of that right hip. And then exhale, reach the left hand back up. Let it land inside the foot. Wiggle walk that foot in. Tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Spin that heel down. Rise up, warrior 2. Right into reverse warrior. Left hand rises. Bend the elbow, let the hand drape down behind you. Right hand to that elbow, and then lean towards your back foot. Rising up, take a breath in. Arms come out like that T, straighten the legs, parallel the feet. So you're facing the long edge of your mat. Reach the hands up and overhead this time. Interlace the fingers above you, flip the palms up, look up. And exhale, release, fold. Soften the knees as you need to. Let the head drop. Maybe again, shake it yes. No, open the mouth. Let it close. Softening the jaw. Take a halfway lift when you're ready. And then frame your left foot at the top of your mat. Back into that low lunge. You're gonna drop your right knee down. Reach arms up and overhead. Left hand to your right wrist. Lean over to the left. It feel really nice. And then back up through center. Left knee comes to meet the right. Hook thumbs overhead, elbows wide. Lift the chest. And then exhale, walk the hands forward into that plank. Knees on or off the mat. You slowly lower onto your belly. Now, one last time to take that quad stretch here. Arms can come out like a T. If you want, start with left hand under left shoulder and you roll over to the right. So the idea of being on your side just adds in the bonus of a stretch across the front of the chest and the right shoulder, right? If you can do without that, just bend the left knee. Take left hand to your ankle, to the top of your foot. If you're there, you can just send your heel closer, or if you want a little bit more, press your foot to your hand. And then this time, maybe your right forearm comes down in front of you and you lift your chest up. So it's kind of like adding those two shapes in before, like that Sphinx mixed with a little bit of quad activation, but also lengthening because your spine is an extension. Take one more breath in wherever you are. And then release that foot. Come onto your belly and bring both forearms down. Let your head land right on top of that structure. Pause. Find rest as you inhale. Open your mouth. Clear it out. And then to the other side. You can start with arms like a T, of course. If you want that pec stretch on the left side, the shoulder stretch, roll onto your left. And then you can bend your right knee, grab your foot from there. Other option on your belly, bend your right knee. Grab for your foot with your right hand. Stay there if you want a little bit of a back bend. Left forearm comes underneath your chest to support you and it rises. Press into that hand with the foot. Can you kick into it wherever you are? Take one more breath in. Can you even ask the glutes to turn on? And then exhale, release. Forearms underneath your forehead. Pause. Breath in. Long breath out. And then bend both knees. Maybe you windshield wiper the legs side to side. And let them return to the ground. I want you to roll onto your back here. Nothing totally crazy. Your head will just be at the top of your mat. Arms down along your sides. And then bend your knees. Now, if you have your block, I want you to grab it, place it in between your thighs. So as you squeeze that block in, make sure your feet, your ankles are planted right underneath your knees, right, for support. So not too far away, not too close, right underneath, about hips width distance. Hug that block in, press down through your feet, and then lift your seat. Finding bridge. Oh, even though this isn't like the biggest stretch for the quads, they're getting longer. You're in like a back bend, right? Your spine is an extension. Your hips are in extension. Take one more breath in. And then slowly lower back down. I want you to keep that block. Pause in neutral. Take a full inhale. Open your mouth. And do that one more time, but really press down through the feet and start to slowly let the seat rise. Gaze straight up towards the ceiling. Stay for 3. Don't lose your breath. That's the most important part. 2. Last 1. And then slowly release. Remove that block. If you want to put it under your head, you can, of course. Or off to the side. Heel toe your feet a little wider, knock your knees together. And then bring your hands to your belly here, your eyes closed. Take a breath in, feel your belly expand on the inhale. Open your mouth, find ease on the exhale. Do that 2 more times. Expand, breathe in. Clear it out. Last one, even bigger, fill all the way up. And you empty. Now one more nice juicy stretch for the quads. Arms can come out like a T here or bend at the elbows to find goalpost arms. You can start to separate the knees a little, and you might even, if you have that block, remove it from underneath your head. And with your feet a little wide and your knees a little wide apart, I want you to knock both knees over to the right. Now you can stay here. This might right away, like you might feel this in your left quad, like it's nice and long. If you'd like a little bit more, be mindful of how it feels, but just heel to that left foot, maybe a little further away from your center line. So towards the left side of your mat. Take a few more rounds of breath. Here, don't be afraid to like move a little bit to find that sweet spot where you feel that stretch. A full breath in, breath out. And you'll slowly come back up through center. Be easy. Let your low back reset in neutral before you then take both knees over to the left. And if you want, you can wiggle walk that right foot to a place that deepens that stretch for you. Full breath in. Long exhale. One more like that. Breathe in. And out. And slowly come back up through center. Take a moment of pause, maybe even knock both knees together. Full breath into the top. Open your mouth. Empty. And then any final shapes you feel like you need, whether it's hugging your knees into your chest, taking your legs up to the sky, giving the roll of the ankles, wiggle the toes. Or just come into your final rest. Arms down along your sides. Or out to the side if that feels better. Back of your head heavy. Close your eyes. Come back to center, that place in you that is still quiet, calm, and connected. Your center is a place you can trust. It connects the body, the mind, the heart, and your soul. It connects truth, your inner voice, and your best work comes from there. Your insights, awareness, and guidance come from being there at that place. Your center is a place that is naturally joyful and at peace. It is accepting, non-judgmental, and it channels the voice of your heart. It knows perfect timing. If you must leave your center to learn a lesson, feel a feeling, or experience something new, do that. Take all the side trips you are called to, of course, but come back to your center when you're done. And go to your center first before you go anywhere else. Allow your next breath to come from that place, like from your center. Start to find just slow, subtle movements in your fingers and your toes. Maybe even a rock of the head, side to side. Start to bend your knees. You can roll to the side of your choice. And keep your eyes heavy as you slowly come up to a seat. And bringing your hands together in front of your chest if that feels right. Take a full breath in to sit up tall again, expand. Open your mouth Feel that ease and send your thumb tips to the center of your forehead. As always, letting this practice be a time where you generate a little bit more kindness towards yourself, so you can share that out with others. And maybe even to find that place of center as well. Namaste.